for the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru. Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is the live free sports fix for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. Deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. We should be on the 6th screen, not the 8th screen. Here we go. Brad Friends is with us. We got Zawacky, David Racey, Jay Briggs, and Brian Bitler. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Bitler, Racy, Briggs, Francis Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, back from Vegas, back from Bet Bash. Very interesting. Really good conference. If you're a professional bettor, I would suggest making the trip next year because it can help you a lot. A lot of you folks that beat the closing number, or you go bet against the steam and you've had some issues with your sports books limiting you or kicking you out, well, these guys get together and help you out. I'll just say that. So keep an eye on it for next year. Let's get this one underway. Let's get this one started with Brian Bitler. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Brian right now. I think we're all set to roll with Brian Bitler. Brian, what's happening?
Always excited to be with you on a Monday, Tony. Definitely an up and down weekend for me. 0-3 on Saturday, but then 5-0 Sunday. So I'm going to try to keep that momentum rolling into the new week.
That's right indeed. All right, here we go today. Baltimore making that trip out west. Always interesting when these East Coast teams move to the West Coast. Can they bring that good form out to the coast out here on the west side? We see the Padres favorites -140, total of 8.
Definitely the number looks a little fishy if you just look at the records of these teams, but I'm still going to go with one of my favorite teams in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles here in the money line for my drive-through free play. Orioles have been one of the best road teams in baseball, clocking in at 37-22 on the road. Also, Grayson Rodriguez, the Baltimore Orioles' #1 pitching prospect, goes for them tonight. I expect him to get better with each start that he gets. I think he's only going to get better. Yu Darvish has been good lately, but it's very tough to contain this Baltimore Orioles lineup. And you just look, the Padres are just an inconsistent team, 3-7 over the last 10 straight up. Orioles winning team, 8-2 last 10. San Diego just cannot seem to get it together, and I don't think they warrant this high number. Baltimore Orioles have cashed 111 games and have profited over 26 units, a 19% return on investment. I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles here on the money line for my free pick play for the drive-thru.
All right, Brian says go ahead with this Orioles team at the plus price. You see plus 121. You also see plus 129. Do your line shopping. Get the best numbers. Indeed, that's what you guys want to do. Yeah, the pitching matchups here, as we know here. And this one looks like it will be Darvish and Grayson Rodriguez, who's kind of gotten back pitch a little better since he was sent down to the minors. Sometimes with these youngsters, they send you come up and you have some problems, they send you back down, but that second trip up, usually they figure it out.
Yeah, when he had gotten sent down, he put together some really solid numbers in AAA, so they called him back up. I think with Rodriguez just getting some playing time under his belt, he's got to get more innings. He's got to pitch more than last more than 5-6 innings for the Orioles. They really need a 6 to 7 inning guy, but I think he should be able to win this game for Baltimore, combined with their hitting, of course, against San Diego.
Yeah, the Padres, it's just been miserable here. Lost 7 of 9. And no Rodriguez, 7 runs in his last 4 starts, 23 innings. That's past 10 games. We see the Padre Bulletin struggling, approaching the ERA of 6 here. So we have Brian here on this Orioles team, who've been a pretty good road team this year, Brian.
They worry me, though, because this number, it seems like they're begging me to take Baltimore. And I'm just going to fall for it because they've been profitable for me all year. And I don't think there's any I'm not going to go crazy on Baltimore. But I think with a consistent bet on the Orioles on the road, you really can't go wrong, especially with Grayson Rodriguez on the mound. Like we said earlier, he might not have the greatest numbers, but I think he's going to improve as the year goes on.
Yeah, I think Darvish still gets some respect from the professional bettors are smarter than that. I'm just saying maybe some of the rec guys out there, they might see Darvish out there and they may look to play the Padres based here on the Darvish angle here. But Darvish at home this year, still an ERA a little better, below 4, about 3.86, but it's kind of not in the area where we normally see him.
No, for sure. I mean, Yu Darvish, you would think back in the day, his ERA would be slightly under 3.
Yeah, but if you look at Darvish, look at his last 3 starts, right? That's 2 earned runs allowed, in 19 innings. So I think that does demand some respect to home field a little bit too. Again, it's that tricky situation with that East Coast team coming out to this out here, but it's still pretty warm here tonight. Orioles plus 121 against the Padres. This one to have a start time here of 9:40 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, Brian having a fantastic baseball season among the league leaguers over at Pick Dogs for this year. A board of 9 games on the board here from Major League Baseball. Head into a preseason football week as well. 2 weeks away from the start of college football. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tell you, super exciting. Tonight, off a 5-0 day on Sunday, I'm looking to get another Titanium winner under my belt. You can go on over to pickdogs.com and get my Major League Baseball best bet Titanium play. It's 9-3 over the last 12, 75%, or last 360. I've gone 201, 158 and 1. That's a 56% hit rate. Also got an executive early dog that starts at around 6:45 Eastern Standard Time tonight. So plenty of time to get all my 2 premium plays today.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here, near 1,400 units of profit in baseball this year, so get on board. Also, Brian showing great profit last 30 days, last 7 days, yesterday. Titanium wager up there. Don't forget the long-term passes. The 7-day pass popping here on a Monday. All of Brian's baseball for 30 days covers all of preseason week 2 picks as well. With that 7-day pass, use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. And we'll catch up with you again on Friday. But I couldn't help but notice I'm finding that Take It to the Bank video up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, guys, make sure every day you check out the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. I got my Take It to the Bank play back on the air, so make sure you tune in and give me the thumbs up. Also, always enjoy coming on the weekend with Jay Briggs, one of my good buddies. So looking forward to coasting through this week, and I'll catch you guys on Friday.
I'll catch you on Friday indeed here. Brian Bitler here on the drive-through. All right, guys, let's continue on here with our show. Time to welcome in David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, a written contributor here over to Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So that's someone you definitely want to follow here on the site. So we'll bring him in right now. It's a roll here with David Racey. I think we're ready to go here with David. David, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How are you doing?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Pirates and Mets going head-to-head with the Pirates favorites, you can see here, at minus 133, total 9.5.
Yeah, we have 2 teams. They actually have the same record here, so they've been pretty disappointing this year, sitting at 53 and 65. Obviously, the Mets had high expectations coming into this year. They didn't meet them. They were sellers at the deadline. And they've just been not good, as you saw over the weekend. They barely escaped that 4-game series with the Braves without being swept, as they had that come-from-behind win last night. And just the disappointment continues there. Their pitching staff has not been solid. They've allowed 6 runs or more in 7 of their last 11 games. And that offense has been inconsistent. But they do catch a break here tonight as they're facing Quinn Priester of the Pirates, who has allowed 23 earned runs in his last 23 innings pitched. So I think we're going to see a high-scoring game here. I like the over. When you're looking at Pittsburgh, they've actually played pretty well over the last couple of weeks. They're 8-7 in their last 15 games, and they've been hitting the ball well, scoring 4 runs or more in 7 of their last 8. And they get to face Carlos Carrasco tonight, who I personally love to fade. I know he had a good outing last time out against the Cubs, but he's been pretty bad this year, as he's allowed 5 earned runs or more in 3 of his last 4 starts. You combine that shaky starter play with 2 bullpens that are in the bottom third of baseball in ERA, and I think we're in for a high-scoring game here tonight.
There we go. Pirates and Mets here from David here at over 9.5. Yeah, Carrasco's been someone who's been rough to work. And also that Mets bullpen was just absolutely hammered over the weekend. And now over the past 10 games, ERA over 9. That is just brutal here.
It is. And I mean, you look at, I know they were playing the Braves, and the Braves are obviously one of the best teams in baseball, but they allowed 7 runs, 21 runs, 6 and 6 in those 4 games. So, I mean, they just were not getting the job done. And I don't expect Carrasco to make it very far in this one today. Like I said, he had that good outing against the Cubs. But prior to that, almost all of his outings have been a huge disappointment. He's only made it through 5 innings twice in his last 5 starts. And yeah, so that bullpen's going to be back in action here tonight. So they're not going to get much rest, in my opinion.
I know resting on. Of course, Carrasco, his 8-year low here, 15% strikeout rate. That's struggling. He gives up a lot of content. Mets, Pirates here over the total of 9.5. This one have a start time here, top of the hour. All right, David, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. As we said here, we've got 9 games here for Major League Baseball. Look at here. He's not missed at all in preseason. 700 units of profit for David Racey over at Pick Dog Pin. We got a 16-game card here for NFL preseason this year. We got 2 more weeks of preseason football coming up. Of course, we got college football here in the end of the month as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's been a solid start for the NFL preseason. I've gotten a little lucky in those first 7 wins. I had the Saints yesterday who got lucky on that interception on that screen pass. But yeah, tonight I have my MLB 3-pack. I also have those broken down into a couple different packages if you only want to get 1 pick. But head on over there, check it out. Now is a great time, like Tony was saying, to jump on the 7-day pass. You get all my baseball plays for the week and then all the NFL preseason games coming up this weekend. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, join me or pair me up with another capper, and let's have a good Monday night.
Good Monday night indeed with David Racey for Pick Dogs. Great results in preseason, as you can see here. 700 units of profit, but just showing great profit in the last 7 days. Yesterday as well, 7-day pass up there. 1 month pass if you want all of David's preseason play, because we got 2 weeks more preseason. We'll also get you into week 0 and week 1 of college football. So now we got all these sports overlapping, as well as 30 days of baseball. It's a good time to get on board with a long-term pass. 7 or your 30-day pass. You make the choice. Use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. As you can see the numbers there from David Racey. They've been quite impressive. So you guys want to go ahead and get on board here with David and get those passes right now as you take advantage of his hot streak right now. All right, David, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success, and we're going to catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know where else we can find you, right? You also contribute in written form over on the sites.
Yeah, I'm one of the free pick article writers over at pickdogs.com. So you go over to the website, you hover over the free pick tab, you pick what sports you're looking for, and you'll get a write-up just about on every single game. For baseball games, they're usually posted between midnight and 2 a.m. Eastern time. The football games are posted 2 days in advance. So head on over there. It's a great source of information, great data. You get some trends, and it's a good place to get a free pick.
That's right, guys. Follow me over on the websites. Pick Dog Sports Chat Place, David Racey. All right, David, have a great week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, you too, Tony. Good luck tonight.
Good luck as well. David Racey here on the drive-thru. Seen a lot of people sign in right now to the channels. If you miss a pick, we recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring Jay in right now. Of course, catch him on the morning shows every day here on the channel. During the week, it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch and Chris will join him there as well. Also, preseason rundown you get from Jay. We'll bring Jay in right now. I think we're set to go here in just a second. We'll bring Jay Briggs in. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
What's going on? All right, here we go. A divisional battle with some big numbers here. D-backs at the Rockies, and we see this one 209 on the Diamondbacks. Total sits 11.5.
Yeah, Diamondbacks are huge favorites, and I think it's a recipe for disaster, especially how they've been playing lately and their performance this year on the road. The Rockies, they're not having quite a great season either. But one thing about the Rockies is they're competitive at home. So in my mind, we have a 50-50 road team, a 50-50 home team. So what's that make this game a 50-50 game? I think that the Rockies have a legitimate shot to win this game outright, and getting 2 times our money, taking them at home where they usually show up, I think it's a great place to be, especially when you go back and look at how terrible Merrill Kelly has been recently. I understand that Chris Flexen is on the mound for the Rockies, and he is not one of my favorite options, but the way the Diamondbacks have been playing coming out of the break, a team that was right there in the thick of things, now right at 500, it hasn't been pretty, and I think we continue to fade them. I'm going to take a shot here with the Colorado Rockies.
All right, there we go. With Jay here saying go ahead and take these Rockies. They are at plus the big number, plus 185, plus 190. Go ahead and do your line shopping. Get the best numbers if you can. There is an angle out there that I saw here. I was using it before, and here we go. This is the one that really catches my attention here with this Rockies team. So I'm going to share it with you guys right here. So the Rockies, when they've been an underdog of plus 150 to plus 200 over the last 2 seasons, believe it or not, they got a winning record, Jay. They're 19-17 straight up, plus 15.5 unit return.
That sounds about right. The Rockies are usually a team that most people don't put a lot of thought of or a lot of thought into on a daily basis, and they are one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball, but they do win a handful of games. So I think there's a ton of value on the Rockies most days. It's still a team with 45 wins. And I think there's value on them today here in this spot at home.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks have been no great shakes over the past 7 games. They're not hitting the ball. Their bullpen struggled on the road, and you look over the past 10 games, Merrill Kelly's not going 9 today. Their bullpen's over ERA is 6 over the past 10.
Yep, the bats for the Diamondbacks have cooled off, and like you said, that bullpen has been atrocious really all year. And the starting rotation, we've seen it, which was pretty strong earlier in the year, start to tail off, and the Diamondbacks have tailed off right with them. This team was like 15, 16 games above 500, and I think they're going to finish a couple games below 500 when it's all said and done.
There you go. Here we have Jay here. Interesting to note here the run line with the Rockies. I see it right here on this number here on the sharpest book in the world here. If you take the plus 1.5, you're getting plus 138 on your money. That's interesting to see that. But again, one-run games in Colorado with these high scoring, I don't know. I think you got to definitely go for the win.
Yep. Big Al read a stat yesterday to me on the morning show that like games are only decided by run in Major League Baseball like 25% of the time. So I think you rather just go for the cake here if the Rockies if you're going to play them.
There you go here. Jay here on the Rockies plus 185 here against the D-backs. This one to have a start time here of 8:40 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. 9-game card here from Major League Baseball. We told you to start the season. Jay knows preseason. Look at this, 385 units of profit NFL preseason for the year. We got all teams in action, 16 games this week in preseason as well from the NFL. Of course, college football a couple weeks away, baseball today and all week. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. I got a lot going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today. I got my $19 MLB play of the day. Been on a tear on that play like the last month or so. So you can hop on that. We've hit 19 of our last 30, I want to say. So you can hop on that play of the day as we try to keep that rolling. And then like Tony T just said, preseason football, we had a very nice start. I want to say number 2 right now at Pick Dogs. We've seen how hot David has been. Shout out to David. But trying to continue rolling in preseason football. So you can hop on a week pass and you get all my plays for this week coming up. Preseason starts on Thursday. I'll drop the video then. And baseball throughout the week. So I have baseball plays throughout the week. Pair me up 2-for-1 capper special. And let's get rolling. It's dog days of summer are just about over. Football is on the horizon. And baseball is starting to heat up. So perfect time to hop on.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog. From great results you see there in preseason for this year, 385 units of profit, all documented, also showing profit last 7 days as well with Jay Briggs. And of course, as Jay was mentioning, 1 month pass, the 7-day pass, or even the 1 month pass is a good value because you get all the remainder of the preseason from Jay. We get into week 1 of NFL, week 0, week 1 of college football. So we have a lot going on right now with all these sports overlapping. That 1 month pass becomes very valuable right now because we're not too far away to when that college football kicks off in less than 2 weeks now. And of course, you'll get all of Jay's preseason, remainder of preseason from Jay with that 1 month all sports pass. All right, Jay, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Let everybody know we can catch you over on the YouTube channel here with a morning show. And of course, your preseason rundown as well.
Yes, sir. You can catch me in the morning tomorrow with Mitch and Chris as we run through the entire Major League Baseball card. And then I'll be back Thursday to break down the one preseason game we have. I think Friday is 2 games, and then we got a huge card on Saturday. So a little different than last week, but still, nonetheless, plenty of money to be made.
Yeah, backloaded it, but no problem there. So get on board here with Jay. And of course, check him out over on the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. So when Jay drops those videos, you get them right away. You get the numbers right away. So you don't get shut out and have to take a bad number with those picks. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Tony T. I'll see you later.
Got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive to. Let's continue on. A lot of folks signing in. If you miss a pick, we will recap at the end of the day. Stay tuned for that. Shout out to folks in the chat room. Blake is in the chat today. Jeff Pigari, shout out to you. It's his first time watching. D-Boy is in there as well. Chop Kicks is in here. Got Blue Cheese as well. And Got Blue Cheese likes that Rocky pick there. And can't argue that one. That one I like a lot. That might be the one when we get to the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Go ahead and bring in Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dog Premium. We'll bring him in right now. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? How we doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Athletics and Cardinals going head-to-head, 7:45. With the Cardinals, you expect big favorites, 231. We see a total of 9.
Yes, sir. And man, Tony, I don't do this often. This may be the first time I'm actually doing it this season, but give me the A's in this spot. I do like them on the money line, actually, but after watching what they did yesterday against the Nationals, allowing 6 runs in the 9th inning to blow that game, I'm going to play it safe and take them with the run and a half here. JP Sears gets the start for the A's, and, he's been somewhat of a glimmer of hope for this team. I think he's much better than what his 2.9 record says, and when it comes to the Cardinals, they got Mikolas on the mound, and even though he does have a slightly better ERA than Sears, I'm giving the starting pitcher pitching advantage to the A's. I think JP is more competent than Mikolas and is more consistent. When it comes to the Cards, man, this team, it's been a disappointing season for them. They've struggled at home with a 25-33 record, and more surprisingly, they've struggled as a favorite coming into this one, 28-35 as a favorite. So I think we see the A's pull off an upset here. I know they're probably mad after their game yesterday. They hit the ball well yesterday. I think they can bring in some momentum from that last game, hit off Mikolas, and get an upset here.
All right, we got Brad here, Athletics run line. Take the plus 1.5, plus even money here against the Cardinals. Your line shopping, get the best numbers. A lot of the Mets take a lot of grief here, but I think the Cardinals probably a little more disappointing because they've been bad since the season started.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's been pretty rough for them. And I feel like it's kind of flying under the radar how bad the Cardinals were. Usually this team is a team that gets wins. It's a team that I tend to like to bet on throughout the years, but not this year.
Sears, although the record looks bad, the ERA is still 4.23, which is somewhat respectable in today's game, especially with a team like Athletics. The only thing, again, it's the issue here with the Athletics. Sometimes their bats show up, sometimes they don't, and of course the bullpen you always got to sweat out. Exactly.
Look, this is why it's a free pick, Tony. I mean, it's going to be a sweaty one, and you're never totally confident betting with the A's. But yeah, I like them in the spot. I think they get an upset here.
Athletics run line, take the 1.5 plus and even money here against the Cardinals to have a start time 7:45 Eastern time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, 9-game card remainder here from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. Right now for sale, I got my best play in the MLB today, $19 on the site. Go check that out. And then I also have a 3-pack if you want to get my best play as well as 2 other plays that I'm liking today. And of course, 3 days, 7 day, 30 days, the best option as always.
That's right, guys. Again, on board here with Brad over at Pick Dogs. Premium plays up there right now. He's got his banger up there. $19 premiums on the board, so you can go on board there. Or the long-term pass will serve you well. Of course, Pick is a promo code to save that 15% off at checkout. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great week. We catch up with you on Friday, but let everybody know we can catch your video series over on the channel as well.
Yes, sir. Yep. I do a parlay video every day on the Pick Dogs channel. And then it posts 9:30 p.m. Eastern time the day before the games if you want to get on it early.
Get on early, guys, so make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when Brad drops those videos, you get them right away to get the best numbers. All right, Brad, have a great rest of the week. We'll catch up with you Friday.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Good luck tonight.
You got it. Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we recap for you at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Rod Zawacki. He's been good to us here on the show. We'll bring in Rod right now. Ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, enjoying this Monday. Definitely a hot Monday here in southern Alberta. Hot again.
Yeah, it's hot. It's
hot again.
It's
not good because we're in drought, and northern Alberta has been getting the rain. We've down here gotten the drought, so we've got the grasshoppers.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Yeah, it's a little rough. No doubt.
Rough, but
all right, here's another one of those where we got these East Coast teams flying out, heading out west. These are always tricky. Rays and Giants going head-to-head here with Tampa Bay laying -131 on the road. We see a total of 7.5.
Yeah, look at this one. It's been a bit for since these two teams have faced off. Since 2019, since these two teams have faced each other. So one of these rare series is between the East and the West, and you look in this one, Tyler Glasnow's getting the start for the Rays here in this one, and he's been solid, 3-2 with a 1.2 ERA over his last 5. On the road, a little bit higher ERA, 3-1 with a 2.76 ERA and a 1.3 WHIP. And on the other side of the mound here, you get the Giants going to start Ryan Walker on the mound here in this one, and they're just hoping that he can go 2 innings. If they can get 2 innings out of Ryan Walker, they'll be happy. I'm guessing probably follow him up with Sean Manaea. And definitely not a bad spot here if the Giants can get the lead, get them an eye, and go a little bit deeper here because that Rays bullpen definitely hasn't been the greatest over the last 10 games. 5.5 ERA. We've seen that bullpen give up a few runs in spots that have the Rays in this one. And the Giants bullpen definitely got the edge, 3.21 ERA over the last 10. And then hitting-wise, the Rays definitely have the edge there, hitting 253 against right-handed pitching over, which equates to about 5.7 runs per 9. Giants hitting 233 against righties, which equates to about 4.7 runs a game. Last time these teams met, it was a 5-2 final with Glasnow on the mound, and that one, you know what, we're going to take the over. I think we get some runs in this one. I think Glasnow gives up a few early. I don't know if Walker gives up any, but we know Sean and I can give up some. And I think we can easily get to 8 runs in this one and get up and over the total.
All right, Rod says go over here. Rays, Giants over 7.5. You know, Rays, they don't have that elite bullpen anymore. It's been kind of shakier on the road this year. You know, Glasnow's a pitcher that has had a lot of injury problems. You know, you look over the years here. This year, 12 starts. Last year, 2 starts. 2021, 14 starts. 2020, 11 starts. 2019, 12 starts. This just tells you how fragile Glasnow is, and now probably coming back from a back injury. You must figure that he'll be on a pitch count here.
That's what I'm figuring, right? You've seen the last few times that he was out, he went 7 innings strong. Does he go 7 innings strong this one? Nah, I'm going to guess if they can get him to go 5 innings strong, I think the Rays would be happy with that, and then you throw it at the bullpen. We've seen what the bullpen can do. So kind of like we might see a little bit of a pitcher's duel early, but I think runs coming late enough to get us up and over the 7.5. Kind of lead to the Giants as well in this one, being the home team. And badly for a playoff spot, as you said, Rays had to come all the way out west here. Kind of lead to the Giants as well, but I like the overs as the better play.
Yeah, it's about a 15-day layoff. His last pitch July 31st, the back spasm. He was supposed to come back here Sunday, was pushed back to today's meeting here against San Francisco. Rays, Giants over 7.5. This one to have a start time here, 9:45 Eastern time. Hey, with Rod, it's always peripheral, so that's, I guess, no WNBA, but we're getting to CFL. How did the CFL treat you over the weekend?
CFL on the weekend, definitely not too bad. On the weekend, we went 3-1 on the weekend with the CFL. The Elks just didn't get. The Elks actually got that cover. Didn't win the game. They went out, jumped out to that big lead, and didn't get the cover. We had Montreal running over Saskatchewan. BC, we knew they were going to be mad. Ran over Calgary, and the over yesterday was an easy one. And then this week, we're looking at few early lines out already. Guess what? The Elks are in action. They're on the road against Hamilton. You know what? I like them. Take the Elks plus the points. If you look at the Elks, they love to come to play in Hamilton. 6-2-2 ATS their last 10 trips into Hamilton. I know the Elks have not won a game yet. You know what? I think this could be the spot that the Elks actually sneak out a win and finally win that first game of the season, especially against Hamilton. Only 1-3 at home, 1-3 against that number. 3-5 against that number all to get totals this season for Hamilton. Hamilton's had some trouble. I think the Elks can come in and get them. I think I might put a little bit on the Elks to win that outright first game of the year. And then we're going to go back and look at Winnipeg here in the next game on Friday night. And Winnipeg's scored 88 points in the last 2 games here in the CFL. They've definitely been ripping it up since they got handed that loss. But you know what? This Calgary team in Week 11, 15-0-1 in the last 16 Week 11s here. I think Calgary, this number hasn't come out. And if it's anywhere, for me, this line should be a little bit north of a touchdown. But if it's anywhere less than a touchdown, I'm going to take Calgary, as the bookmakers know something in that one. And then you look at the other one, I'm going to take Montreal to run right over Ottawa. Montreal, we've seen, they've got that running game going, and that offensive line has just been moving teams. And I think they continue that here against Ottawa. Take the Montreal in that one. And then I would just take the Lions. Look, with their QB back, they rolled against Calgary this week. I would go BC in that one.
All right, there's Rod's peripheral picks. We got the CFL early look on the CFL lines up right now. Remind you here on Rod's play. tonight will be here on Race Giants over 7.5 here. His pick from Major League Baseball. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. As you know, from good results the last 7 days, we have 9 games on the board for Major League Baseball. Head into another NFL preseason week number 2. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, winning week last week, looking to keep it going this week. I got one play today. I've got my 10-star play of the day. And we're 46 and 27 in the last 73 on it. You can scoop that up over at Pick Dogs Premium. $19 play there. Or grab a long-term pass. We got a big, huge, massive week of sports action ahead. Got whole another week 2 of NFL preseason. Plus, there's lots of MLB I love this week. So jump aboard. Now's the time. Grab a 7-day pass and join me for the week as we have another nice winning week this week.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. Look for another winning week. So that 7-day pass is up there. All of Rod's plays for 7 days. Baseball and every team in action from preseason football. So get on board. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. To you that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Everybody know we can always catch you here on these weekend shows as well.
Yeah, definitely tune in on the weekends. Always a good time there. Shooting the weekend show with everybody all around. Definitely getting very visual over there too. So definitely want to check out the weekend show. And always like, subscribe. That way you get notified when all of that content gets released here at Pick Dogs. So much content. I don't want to miss anybody out by trying to go through the whole list. Tony's got it down better than I do. So he'll go over it a little bit later on the show. So
That's
definitely
right.
like, subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any of the content from all the Pick Dogs family here. So I appreciate everybody. Smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate everybody that tunes in daily to the Pick Dogs family.
We appreciate everyone tuning in. And, of course, check out Rod as well here on the channel. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on tomorrow's show.
You as well, Tony. Good luck with your bets. Catch you tomorrow night.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive. The guys, if you missed any picks, we're going to recap after my picks, so stay tuned for that. See a lot of people sign into the channel. Shout out to everyone out there today. Of course, Javon James in here as well. Lando86, shout out to you as well. Adonis Connor in the chat as well. Appreciate everybody loving the drive-thru. Appreciate those great words from everyone in the show today. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and get to my game. We're looking at this Yankees and the Braves game going off tonight. We see this big line here with the Braves minus 185. We see that total coming in here at 9 runs. We're going to go ahead and take these Yanks here at plus 187. Looking for a bounce back here. And, of course, tonight's starter here will be Max Fried here for the. Let me make sure there has been no late changes. You know, sometimes that can happen here. Right, we're getting close to game time. We're still showing Clark Schmidt and Max Fried. Let me just hit the refresh to make sure nothing's changed last minute. And we'll make a case here for Clark Schmidt. No, Schmidt in ERA just 4.23, and it is still confirmed here. Schmidt and Fried going head to head. ERA 4.23 has a pretty good whip here. Max Fried, 7 starts, ERA 2.50. Pretty good ground ball rate. But we'll take a look here at Schmidt here over his past 2 starts. Allowed just 3 earned runs in 10 1/3 innings. Atlanta bullpen over their past 10, an ERA of 5.54. You know, New York's is averaging over 5 runs a game against left-handed starters. Braves hitting and run production have been down this year against the American League. Remember, Fried, his past start, allowed 4 earned runs in 4 innings at Pittsburgh. So let's go ahead and take the Yanks here at that big price here, the New York Yankees, with the plus 140, plus 167 against the Braves. This one will have a start time here of 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Now, folks wondering whether or not the Braves can lose back-to-back days. Well, with the Yanks bullpen has been pretty good this year. You're going to have those blow-ups. That's going to happen. You know, that's going to happen throughout the season. So that was their one. That was the blow-up they had here. So we'll look at the Yanks here at that big plus price. You guys check out Pick Dogs. We've got best bet on the board right now for Major League Baseball. So go ahead and get signed up. Don't forget, I have the long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You get all my premium plays for that time period you select. When you go over to my handicap page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It is now time here to recap the games from today's show. All right, we start off with Brian. Brian liked the Orioles here, plus 121 against the Padres. David said Mets Pirates over 9.5. Jay was on the Rockies, plus 185 against the D-backs. Brad, Athletics, the run line. Take the plus 1.5, even money against the Cardinals. Rod says Rays Giants over 7.5. I'll be on the Yankees plus 167 here against the Braves. All right. The one I like the most, well, you know, I kind of showed my hand there. I like the Rays, Jay's pick here on the Rockies, plus 185. And I'll remind you of that stat here whenever the Rockies are these big dogs at home. They've actually shown a winning record. I believe it's over. Let me go ahead and click that again. I believe it's been over the past 3 seasons, but let me pull this one up again. It's worth repeating, or for those of you tuned in late, it's worth mentioning again about this Rockies number here when they've been a home dog in this price range. They have been money. Let's see here. Let me pull it up, see if I can find it on this. Let's see where it's at. Maybe it's down here. 1 second here. Let me double check this. All right, Rockies here. All right, here we go. This is over the past 2 seasons. When the Rockies have been an underdog at home, a home dog of plus 150 to plus 200 over the past 2 seasons. The Rockies are 19 and 17 with a plus 15.5 unit return. So there you go. We've mentioned this before as well. Has been the Rockies when they've been a dog of this magnitude. I think we hit a few of them as well. Not in their previous homestand. I think on the drive-through I had a pick on the Rockies as a big dog last week, I believe, or maybe the week before. Last week was in Vegas. The week before, I believe it was. They were a huge dog at home, and we mentioned this stat here, so that was a pretty good angle there to roll here. Home underdog there. Even in that plus 150 to plus 200 range, it's been money over the past 2 seasons, 19 and 17 straight up. Good unit return as well. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll go off the plays live here for you here in the primetime games Tuesday. We've got a 15-game card for Major League Baseball, so guys, make sure you tune in for that. Of course, it always gets started here with that morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You got Mitch, you got Chris, you got Jay with the morning show. Of course, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Benny Tool's show is professional roundtable discussions as well with the professionals out there, as well as plays here from plays from Ron Romanelli, rundown from Major League Baseball. Jay has his preseason rundown, NFL as well. Chris with his home run prop video. Nerf fees, your fees here from Nick Menken. We got the parlay videos coming in here from both Brad and Mills. Mills with the UFC rundown on the weekends, and a lot more content here on the channel. Of course, now Brian Bitler was a Take It to the Bank pick here from Major League Baseball. Brian had a fantastic year in Major League Baseball, so you guys want to check all those videos out. Be sure to like, subscribe, set notifications, so when we're live, you're live with us. Get the plays in real time. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. I'd like to thank everybody joining us here in the chat room as well. Hope everyone had a great weekend and looking for a great week here. Let's bring in our guys tonight. When we get goodbye to guys, you guys have a great afternoon, evening, and we'll catch up with you again